Hello.
Hey, it's Seth.
Hello, Seth. I am chipper today because we are totally calling Shane Kippel, and not to be gross or anything, but he is yet another N star on whom I kind of crush.
That's gross. You're
I know.
gross. No, it's not gross. He's 20 years old, I think, so that's perfectly fine.
It's
It's just
within the
weird and it's
realm.
weird and freakish and strange, but it's not gross.
It's a little gross, but I can admit I'm just kind of a gross person sometimes.
I
That's
can
Seth
admit
too.
that too. I'm big enough to admit that you're a gross person. All right, so let's call this dude.
Awesome.
Hello?
Hey, Shane.
Yes.
It's Mary and Seth from the N.
Hey, how are you
Awesome.
guys?
So, what's up lately anyway? For before we start talking about your episodes, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, not all that much. Auditioning, music, and just enjoying the last part of the summer over here.
What do you mean music?
I've been a drummer for going on 8 years now, so I have a little band going on. Nothing too serious yet, but I mean, no time like the summer to be getting something together. So when I'm not in a band, I just kind of mope around and feel useless.
Any new tattoos?
New tattoos? No, but if this phone call would have come, I think a week later, on September 1st, I get my next ad on.
Oh, sweet. What's it gonna
Yeah,
be?
yeah. It's gonna be. I don't know if you guys actually know what I have on my right leg. I have this big phoenix flying towards this kind of tribal sun,
Hmm.
and underneath it, I'm going to have this kind of like smoky cloud with flames coming up around the phoenix, and then I'm gonna have these three dark-looking hands reaching out and trying to grab the bird to drag it back down. It's kind of symbolic. I've had some not so great times in my life, and it's always like as far away as I get from them, something always drags me back down to it. So
Oh man. But I
yeah.
hope the tattoo is about how the phoenix flies anyway, right?
Well, the phoenix does because the hands are not touching the phoenix. You see, so it is the phoenix is in flight, and it is reborn and stronger than ever. But I mean, those hands are still reaching out, and
Right.
But the phoenix abides.
the phoenix does prevail. Yes.
All right, so let's talk about. We got these five spinner episodes in the
Yes.
click that we wanted to talk to you about. The five are "Fight for Your Right"
Mhm.
from season two. From season four is "Eye of the Tiger,"
Mhm.
"Redemption Song" from season five, "Eye Against Eye," and "High Fidelity" Part One. So why don't we just go through these in order and talk about them a little? So what do what do you remember about "Fight for Your Right," or what do you like about that episode?
Fight for your right.
If it helps bring it back to you, this was a bleached blonde hair episode
Yes,
in
yes.
the.
Well, no. I remember it now. I remember it now. I even remember what I was wearing in the episode. So yeah, I think I did. In this episode, Jimmy didn't really appreciate anything, and he was kind of making jokes directed at Spinner not being too well off. And then well, obviously, just like Spinner, he kind of reacts and doesn't think too far ahead of what he's about to do, and then he goes and steals Jimmy's MP3 player to find some money and buy himself some new clothes. So, yeah, it was cool because Jimmy and Spinner had a very fun, very light, kind of fairy tale best friend relationship up until then, and that was their first big fight that ended their friendship until the what was it, the dance at the end of season three.
Should we talk about "Eye of the Tiger"? This is the next one in the list here.
Okay,
The
Eye of the Tiger is Spinner revealing to Jimmy about Jimmy
Yeah.
dating him, right?
And he has, if everybody will recall, the skater hair,
yes, this is a
which
skater
I
hair.
enjoyed very much, and I know Shane did not. But I
A
thank you for
flock of
going through
seagulls.
that for me.
That was for you. Well, thank you. Now I know who I should be hunting down. No, I get made fun of to this day about that haircut, and there was that big group cast photo that was used basically for everything for season 4 and season 5, with us
Yeah.
all in the hallway.
Right, you're
And
kneeling in the front there.
I just had to sign that poster over and over and over, and every time I kind of would
You're looking
cringe when I saw it.
slamming in that photo.
Oh,
You're
come on.
crazy.
I
Oh
mean,
my God. Did you have to like blow dry it straight every time, or what was the
every
deal?
day, yeah. I walked in and they were there with their flat irons and their olive oil hair, or whatever it was, because it just had to stay straight and flop over, right? So, whatever.
So that episode, I mean, that's one of, Spinner's classic moments there, when not only when he confesses, but at the end when Jimmy sort of tells him to go away forever.
Yeah.
I mean, do you feel like that would be something in real life that you would be able to do? Would you be able to admit something that terrible to a friend?
Well, that is a tricky question, because, I mean, I've admitted some hard things to some of my friends, to one friend especially, because I kind of stole his girl, not his girlfriend, but this girl that he had his sights set on for a while, and he found out. So it wasn't anything I had to reveal, but I really wanted to go in and apologize and give him my side of the story, but every time it came to it, I would just freeze up and not say anything, so it just kind of passed by for a while. But then one day I was just out at dinner it was just him and I wasn't ready to say anything, but I made myself say, Mark, there's something that what I'm trying to say right now, and there's something I've been wanting to tell you for a while, and because I started it off, even though it took me a couple minutes to gather myself before I actually broke into it, since there was no turning back. So, but I don't know, that was about something he already knew about, and it was just kind of apologizing for doing something stupid. But this was a life-changing, almost life ruiner for Jimmy, and
But like
I
Spinner
I
takes
don't
so
know.
much of it onto himself, and he didn't shoot Jimmy. It breaks my heart the way he like beats himself up over it. He didn't know what was going to happen.
It's true, but I mean, like, Spinner has found out the hard way over all the seasons that his stupid decisions backfire on him all the time, and this was just the pinnacle of that. It was the worst thing that could have happened, and I mean, obviously, I think it was just almost a matter of, like, he couldn't go on with his life until he let Jimmy know, because it was just crushing him. It was eating him, especially when Jimmy came back and he actually saw him in the wheelchair, because he didn't visit him once in the hospital.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Jimmy was just back for a couple of days, and Spinner confessed to that. It took me a month to tell my friend this little thing, so I'm not sure how long it would take me in real life, maybe closing in on a year, but I might have to do it.
All right, the next episode to discuss is Redemption Song, which is one of my favorites. It's when like Spinner goes on to Jesus camp and Jay shows up.
I love how everyone has a different name for what that camp was. Like Christian retreat, Jesus camp, everything. That's a good one, though. I'll remember this one.
It seems like Jay's job in Degrassi is to find the bad situations and make them worse.
Yeah, but you know what? The great thing about Jay is he doesn't intentionally make things worse. It's not like he's trying to do bad things. He just, when he was telling Darcy those things to make her jealous and make her go start making out and possibly do more with Spinner, it wasn't from a place of him trying to screw him over. It was more of a, wow, my friend's not getting any, and let me just see what I could do over here. And like it really was, honestly, from where he was coming from, it was him helping his friend out.
He was trying to be Christ-like in a way.
Exactly, Christ-like. That's how I would describe it. No, not Christ-like. Satanic in a way. But I don't think he did that in a malicious way at all. I think it was actually just purely to try to help his friend out. In real life, I completely understand where Jay was coming from. And I might have been at Jay once or twice in my life at times like that.
So I against I.
So that is one of my favorites because I mean, just that whole storyline with Spinner.
Well, I mean, it was great, and it was, this episode tore me apart to read because Marco comes around and he finally gets his foot in the door, one friend back, and then he has to screw himself over. But it's almost like he wasn't even given a choice. It was just so bad. I hated what they did to me in this episode, but I'm just really happy that Marco came around at the end of the episode for Spinner. That last scene, I thought it was one of the most powerful scenes Adamo and I have ever been together.
So wait, that's interesting to me because Cassie talked about how like she, when her character gets tortured, she doesn't mind because like it gives her an opportunity to really like flex her acting skills. Like, do you hate seeing Spinner get tortured?
No. It wasn't about the acting and what I would have to do. It was just about like, how could you keep doing this to a guy? And it
let
was
a
also
dude breathe.
Just give him a chance.
All right. Next on the list is High Fidelity Part 1, which I get because Cassie chose Part 2 last week, so we don't get to discuss the best Spinner line ever. You used me for my body.
Yeah, that was a good line. And personally, my favorite moment was that hug after Spinner and Jimmy made up.
Oh, right, when you come back in the room there and grab.
Yeah, that was our idea actually. So it was just supposed to end with me with Spinner walking out, and it was too empty. It was too quick to just have such a big build up to a makeup between Jimmy and Spinner to just be a couple short lines and then kind of broken off of it. Thank you, but I gotta go, and then run out. No, I gotta go back and hug the guy. Oh yeah, okay, now we suggested that to the director, and he's like, yes, do that. So okay, good, we're going.
I have to completely like geek out here for a second and make an analogy that occurred to me when the first time I saw that episode, actually Part 2 of High Fidelity, which is at the end watching Spinner watch Darcy, get on the bus. I don't know if you saw the Lord of the Rings movies.
I did.
When you're watching Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, at the end of that movie, you suddenly realize that this whole long saga has been as much Sam Gamgee's story as it has been anybody else's. And at that moment, watching High Fidelity, I suddenly had that realization where I was like, wow, this whole season, these whole last 2 seasons, this has really been Spinner's story, and it's finally sort of coming together at this moment.
Wow, I never even thought of it.
Because he sort of drives, I'll just continue geeking out here if no one stops me. He just sort of drives, the decision that he makes in the bathroom with Jay back in season 4 when, that leads to the shooting, drives everything else that happens through most of the next 2 seasons, and it sort of comes down to that moment where he's back and he's, he and Jimmy have made up and he's trying to put his life back together.
It's true. That one defining moment in Time Stands Still set him on a tailspin for a season and a half of episodes and storylines, and it was just it
I just totally got chills. FYI.
It was a really, really, really good feeling. Like, it was just good. Everything was good at the end of season 5 for everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you get to come back in season 6 and do high school all over again. Yay!
All over again. Yes, I just can't stay away.
What can you say about season 6?
Our opener actually tackles a really big issue, and it has a lot of cool things in it. It has hot girls and fast cars and a whole lot. Like, our opener is really good, and it's a great kickoff to season 6 because it's really high energy, high octane thriller season.
And you're going to be at the Ultimate Degrassi Party premiering season 6 for a couple lucky people, right?
Are you going to be there?
We're going to try. We're not invited yet, but I'm just going to go stand outside and bang on the door until they let me in.
Hey, if I see you guys jumping up and down, I'll finger you out. And those two, they can come. They can come. They can come. Yeah, no, but I will be there. We're so pumped to do that because it's New York City, and all the cast members are going to be there, and it's just going to be a huge party. It's going to be great.
So much party. Have a great rest of your summer.
All right, thank you very much. You too as well.
See you, man. Bye.
All right, take care.
He's so cute.
Is he? Yeah,
He just sounds cute. He sounds cute on the phone. I don't even have to look at him.
He's our friend now. He wants to hang with us.
He's totally our buddy. We're so... I'm sorry. We're going to that party. I don't care if Ray lets us in or not. Which, by the way...
It's going to be like The Bodyguard. Shane is going to come out into the crowd and grab you and scoop you up into his arms and like kick the people out of the way and carry you into the party. And I'll be in the back pouring sawdust on the puke.
And then we're going to dance to Stairway to Heaven. I can't wait.
All right, so we will do this again next week.
We will.
All right.
As always.
Have a nice weekend.
Bye.